get my phone camera. There we go. Where you can actually see the cutting board. Let me move it over a little bit more. Hopefully you guys can see the cutting board. Okay. It took some time. It took quite some time trying to get everything set up. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do my other live tonight, where I planned on reviewing Jaguar's panel live that I joined, because I do have a very early morning meeting, but I will try. For now, I'm just going to show you guys another Chef on a Budget Eat Your Way Healthy segment brought to you by JustDee. Okay, so I am making chicken tacos tonight, and I'm going to be making black beans mixed with corn, because I got a lot of canned vegetables I want to get rid of. So I'll be mixing the black beans with corn. Y'all know I do my weekly beets for my iron. And I think I'm going to mix in with the Spanish rice, some peas, some fresh carrot, and celery. Right now I'm going to start prepping on the pico de gallo. Once I'm done with the pico, I'm going to prep the celery and carrot for the rice. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and get in the oven the chicken. So I'm going to bake the chicken. I got chicken thighs left, so I'll be baking the chicken thighs. I've already put together my seasoning blend, and then I am going to add some Taco Bell seasoning for the Mexican flavor that I like. And yeah, that is a little secret of mine. I love Taco Bell's taco seasoning, so I pretty much use it anytime I make ground turkey nachos or chicken nachos, so or even tacos. So tonight, it's definitely going to be chicken tacos. So I'm starting with some Roma tomatoes. I do slice off the tops, but then I keep all of the rest. Now, in a lot of restaurants, they don't do that. The reason I do that is just to eliminate any potential bacteria, parasites that can cause foodborne illnesses. I've already washed off and wiped down my tomatoes, as I've shown you guys before. If you rinse vegetables, all you're doing is actually activating the parasites, because vegetables do grow in fertilizer. So if you prep vegetables, make sure that you actually wipe them down, like wet your paper towel, and actually clean them off. That's the best way to ensure that there are no longer any sort of parasites on them. So right now, I'm just slicing them horizontally. Then I'll go ahead and give them the vertical slice. I'm really glad I sharpened my chef knife. Let me see, how many tomatoes am I working with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So about 8 Roma tomatoes. I actually purchased more than that, but they went bad. So 8 will do. So I always start with my fresh prep first to make sure that I don't cross-contaminate anything in terms of, when I get ready to pull the chicken out to season it. Another thing I'm going to always teach you guys, and coming soon, there's been a lot of people asking me how to teach them how to cook or teach them about sanitation. As I told you guys, I am a professionally trained chef. I'm nationally ServSafe certified, and I'm a certified culinary trainer. So I will be offering memberships outside of YouTube, because I'm not really feeling the amount of money that YouTube takes for their memberships. So I will get that advertisement set up soon. You guys can email me, and then you can send your payments through either Cash App or PayPal. But I will be offering cooking classes So if you want one-on-one cooking classes, if you want one-on-one meal prep, I can definitely offer that to you either on a weekly basis, monthly basis. I can't do it on a daily basis, but I can definitely offer it on a weekly or monthly basis. If you are a culinary student and you are training for your ServSafe certification, I passed my certification with an A+. I can offer you training for that as well. If you want to learn about food safety and sanitation, I can offer you training for that as well. And I'm also going to be offering meal prep. So it depends on the client. I do offer prep and drop off and or prep and pickup. And then if you just want virtual meal prep where I plan your meals for the week, I can also offer that. So as a certified culinary trainer, I have trained in many restaurants for those that live in the Houston area. As I've shared with you guys before, I did open the Woodlands Longhorn Steakhouse in 2013. So I've been cooking. I became a sous chef when I was 12, when my mom started her event catering business. And I started training when I was 15. So I've been doing this a very long time. More than just doing lives, entertainment research and covering the Diddy story. I am a chef, I am a music artist, and I am going to be recording more of the songs that I've been writing soon and showcasing those on my YouTube channel. And as I told you guys, I am writing and producing my movie, part of my Gog versus Magog series. This tomato is questionable. Let's not even use that one. So I have a lot of things going on. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in. For those who have not, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Right now I cannot see the chat, so I don't know if anyone's leaving comments or not. Once I've completed this, I'll check the phone. Yeah, I'm really happy about these tomatoes going bad that quick. I just ordered these a few days ago. On the plus side though, the good thing about pico de gallo, I remember this Spanish guy showed me this when I used to work for Marriott doing the breakfast shift. Matter of fact, I worked for Marriott simultaneously with Longhorn. And I worked the breakfast shift at Marriott. And then when I would get off work there, I would go train at Longhorn. And I worked at the IHA, the International Houston Airport. I worked at their Marriott location. And he showed me that when pico de gallo is starting to go bad, you can actually reduce it down on the stovetop with chicken bouillon or chicken broth and turn it into ranchero sauce. Now, I probably won't do that because I like pico de gallo. I'll probably eat this over the next, 2 days. It'll be gone. All right, so let me see. Yeah, no, that tomato's questionable. If you ever have produce that's questionable, throw it away. It's not worth it. Don't even use it. Because 9 times out of 10, it's more than likely expired. Figured it might be easier to put the bowl here so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. So that's pretty much all the tomatoes. I'm gonna go ahead and throw these away to get them out the way. Y'all know I have OCD. And I clean as I go. Every single kitchen I've worked in, I'm the same way. My coworkers would just watch me in amazement, like, "You're really clean." Yeah, well, I grew up with a mom who is also anal retentive. I can't help it. Plus, I've had food poisoning, so I don't, when it comes to food safety, that's priority number one. Plus, I just don't like a mess. It irritates me. So I clean as I go. All right, so you guys can see the tomatoes there. Hold on. I cannot see the chat from the angle of the phone. Y'all give me a second. Let me take off these gloves so I can actually look at the phone. Oh, not the gloves are trying to rip. That's some bullshit. Yeah, I really need that not to happen because I still gotta prep that line. Okay. Ooh, I really don't want to do that. Let me come on the other side. Because trying to adjust this tripod is a headache. Pull this up so I can see. Hong Kong in the building. That's what's up. Thank you. Thank y'all for tuning in. I had somebody from Switzerland tune into my live the other night. It's pretty dope knowing that I'm hitting people internationally. That's what's up. Thank you guys. Because, yeah, if I try to take this phone down, see, my tripod's already acting like a butt munch. That's why I don't like to move it. I really don't, because I need to get a new tripod, and this one really yeah, I think it's done. Okay, hopefully you guys can still see the bowl. Oh wow. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to move my cutting board back. Hopefully y'all can still see the bowl. Once I complete the pico and I start prepping the, oh, that's the part that ripped, the chicken and stuff, I'll pull the phone down. Of course, I'm not glammed up when I'm in the kitchen, y'all. Fresh face, and I'm tired, so I got on my little scarf. I washed my hair last night. That's also why I didn't go live. Because I had to wash my hair and then moisturize my scalp with my aloe coco hair growth serum that I make. That's another product I'm gonna start advertising too, because I make all of my own products. I make my own body wash, my own feminine wash. I also make my own hair moisturizer, and I make my own deodorant. So you guys will start to see a lot of things coming from Chef D. Now, so that you can see the cutting board, I'm gonna move this bowl back a little bit, trying to make sure you guys can, that I'm in the camera well. Now, I was already previously using this red onion for other food that I prepped. Always cut the core. I'm about to show you guys another chef hack, okay? In the center of your onion, do you see the bulb that's kind of yellowish green? That is what makes the gas release from the onion. Always remove the bulb, because if not, if you have acid reflux like I do, it will trigger it. This is what makes your eyes water. This is also what makes you belch. We are not going in the tomatoes. So yeah, always remove it. And see, there's still another one in there. So, and you honestly, you really don't need these inside of your pico de gallo anyway. Now, because I've worked in restaurants for so long, onions don't trigger my eyes, like they don't make my eyes water at all anymore. When I was a certified culinary trainer for Darden restaurants at Longhorn, we used to prep 50-pound bags of these onions. So I think at some point, my eyes just desensitized to the onion gas, so it doesn't bother me at all. Oh, there's a tomato. Oh, hold up. See, that one was hiding behind the bowl. Luckily, I have this one because that other one was horrible. All right, y'all, give me just a couple minutes and I'll come back and look at your guys' comments. I believe I saw Joy in the chat. Joy, if I saw you in the chat, thank you, my love, for tuning in. Thank you for being a return viewer. Joy been rocking with me ever since she found my channel, and she tunes in every single time I go live. If there are other DzPeepz that are tuning in, return viewers, thank you all as well. Like I said, I can't actually see the chat right now from the angle that I have the phone. All right, so yeah, glad I found that extra tomato there. All right. So yeah, when it comes to things like relish, pico de gallo, seafood salad, which I will be making that shortly. Once I order some more groceries, I'm gonna make crab salad. Y'all know I do everything from scratch. So, and if I can find actual blue lump crab meat, that's what I'm gonna use. I can use the imitation crab, but I prefer the real crab meat. All right, so if you guys, hopefully you can see, I'm just doing a vertical slice according to the groves of the onion. All right. And then you just give it a quick rough chop. When you are holding your produce, make sure that you protect the tip of your finger. So you always wanna, hold it this way. That way, the knife, see how it protects your fingertips from the blade. I remember years ago when I worked as a prep chef at, was it Hy-Vee? It was one of the grocery stores back home. Was it No Frills? It was one of them grocery stores. Anyway, I was in charge of prepping the produce and fruit. And I was using a slicer. I sliced the tip of my ring finger off. Like the actual tip of my finger, I sliced it off. That was my first time ever using a slicer. And unfortunately, they did not have anybody train me on the safety precautions. And I had to go to the emergency room. It bled for like 3 hours straight. It was the worst pain ever because all you feel is the nerve endings and the tip of your fingers. So yeah, again, that was before I became a certified culinary trainer. Matter of fact, I think I was fresh out of culinary school when that happened. Yeah. So yeah, it was not pleasant. Now, once you become comfortable with your knife, as all chefs are, your knife is like your baby. Like I literally cannot use other people's chef knives. I have to use my own. Once you become comfortable with your knife and you become comfortable with your knife skills, you can do things that are a little more daring. But like I said, food safety, safety period in the kitchen is something I always teach. I thought I saw pieces of the little gaseous bulb. I want to make sure I'm not including any of that in my pico de gallo. Okay, so there's the red onion. I'm gonna add that to the bowl. Oh, I'm gonna move my stylus pen out of the way. I don't know how much of this you guys can see. I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing. All right, so we've got tomato and we've got the red onion. All right, so then next I'm gonna do the cilantro. Now, I think I'm gonna do the cilantro in my Ninja. Yeah, because my Ninja will, and always, make sure you want to keep the stems that are on the leaves, but you don't want to use the stems at the root of the bunch because that's what has the most fertilizer. So I'm gonna go ahead and rinse this off. As I told you guys plenty of times, I only use purified drinking water in my prep and in my cooking. Never use tap water, it is contaminated. And I recently found out that the water on the refrigerator here is also contaminated, which was definitely contributing to my GI issue getting worse, so I stopped using that shit. So I will show you, I think this one came from HEB. Gallon jug, purified drinking water, that's all I use. Now, if you can find and afford it, alkaline water is the healthiest. Some purified water brands do put fluoride in it, so make sure when you purchase purified drinking water that you have to look at the ingredients, make sure that fluoride is not in it. Fluoride is not good for you health-wise, and it blocks your third eye, otherwise known as your pineal gland. All right, so make sure this is not the side that ripped. I'm gonna show you how to properly clean. I need to buy a different brand of gloves. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back to ordering the ones I get off Amazon. I got these from HEB because they're cheaper, and now I see why. How to properly clean your cilantro. Now again, it's the OCD of it all. I want the onion out of the way and the funk gone. So I told y'all, as you watch me prep and cook, you're watching a professional chef whose OCD is real. To prevent the severe onion smell, I do put them back in the freezer bag before I throw them away. That way when you open the trash can, it doesn't smell like a shit ton of onions. Alright, give me a second. Alright, so I've thoroughly rinsed off the cilantro, and now I've got my paper towel. So what you want to do is you want to completely clean your produce. Again, rinsing it off will not clean it. You need to actually get the paper towel and clean it off. In fact, I'm going to squeeze it out a little bit to get all the excess water off. All right. See why you need to thoroughly clean it? To make sure all that shit is off. And then I do inspect it to make sure that there's no wilted leaves, no brown leaves. Yeah, like some of these are. Like if the stem is going bad, I don't want that because I use the stems. The stem, if you've ever purchased coriander, that's simply just the stem of cilantro. And I don't like the stems that are bad. So I always inspect and pick out any stems that are like brown or going brown. Because again, the stems are the coriander. That's what gives it the flavor. And I know some people aren't as thorough as me. I'm very thorough. This is why my food tastes so good. Anybody who has had the pleasure of having any food that I've made will tell you my food is, this shit's nutty. Because I take my time in my prep. I use the best ingredients. And when it comes to produce, I inspect it and thoroughly clean it. Now, this was part of my grocery delivery order a few days back. So I did not actually get to pick the produce, but normally I do. And in fact, the next time I go to the store, I'll take you guys with me. So you can see how I select produce. I can teach you how to select avocados, how to select cucumber. There's so many, aspects to cooking beyond just cooking. It's the preparation of it all. And it's the produce. So yeah, see at the bottom, there's a few wilted leaves. I don't want any of that in my cilantro, because I'm also going to use the cilantro not just for the pico de gallo, but for the Spanish rice. And then I'm going to use the rest as a garnish. All right. Okay, so I think I got out all of the pieces that look like they were going bad. And what I do, I roll it like a blunt. Give it a quick rough chop. I may not have to use a Ninja since this bunch is not super firm. I might just do it by hand. Plus it's not that much. If it was like a full bunch of cilantro, then yeah, I'd use my little Ninja, but I'm like, ain't no point in dirtying that up. Because I wash my dishes by hand too. See, I'll hand chop it. Plus, sometimes a Ninja minces the cilantro down a little too much and takes the flavor out. And I want it fine enough to where there's not gigantic pieces of the stem, the coriander, but I don't want it minced so much that I lose the flavor. And again, these will be the things that if you join the membership that I can teach you one-on-one. I can either pre-record the cooking lessons or we can do them live. So yeah, I'll be advertising that this week. I'm also going to be advertising my cheesecakes. My cheesecakes are coming back via my catering business, Event Catering by D. I will be advertising those for the holidays. My red velvet strawberry cheesecake cake has been my #1 seller, and I actually used to have it in restaurants here. And then my caramel turtle brownie cheesecake, again, everything's from scratch. I also do an apple caramel cheesecake, pumpkin cranberry. I even do a sweet potato pie cheesecake. So I'll be posting pictures. I'll be putting the ads out. I just have a lot I'm working on. Okay, let me grab the spoon. Try to make sure, I don't know if y'all can see the bowl. Let me see, let me pull the cutting board back. And after this, all I gotta do is prep the lime, which I'll just squeeze a lime in there. Actually, before I squeeze the lime, I need to prep that celery and carrot. Because once I do the lime, these gloves, they might be done at that point. I realized I was very low on gloves right before I started this prep, so I may have to use this same pair, which I normally would not do. But again, that was one of the things I didn't realize I was pretty much out of before I started doing the dinner prep. I'm gonna add just a little bit more cilantro because I like a lot. And then that's plenty for the rice. I don't need a ton for the rice. Really, the rest of that I'm gonna probably use as a garnish. And then I also forgot to order chicken bouillon. So this is another chef on a budget hack. I do not eat ramen noodles, but when I went to get food last month, I was given chicken ramen noodles, so I'm gonna use the chicken seasoning pack from that for the rice, because it's not a ton of rice that I have. So there's a good close-up of the pico de gallo. I'm gonna use this little bowl for this cilantro. And because of the OCD of it all, I am going to flip my cutting board. I'm going to give it a little white down, a little white. All right, hold on. I just didn't want to get cilantro all over everything. Okay, I'm trying to make sure y'all can see the bowl still. I'm gonna have to move it a little bit out of the way. Actually, I'm gonna just move it out of the way for now because it's honestly kind of in the way. Plus, I want y'all to see the cutting board. All right, so for the carrot, I do not like big chunks of carrot in my Spanish rice. So I'm gonna shave the carrot and then slice it. And the rest of this carrot I'm gonna save for chicken tortilla soup. because that's technically why I purchased the celery and carrot and onion. I have another onion in the refrigerator because I was planning to make, at first I was going to make chicken noodle soup, but then when I realized I still have like black beans and corn, I was like, well, I can just make chicken tortilla soup, but I'm not going to make that tonight. Tonight is just going to be the chicken tacos, and I've got corn tortillas from Fiesta, so I'm going to have the pico de gallo. I did forget to order queso fresco, so I'm going to use the shredded mozzarella that I purchased. I need another, because celery is very dirty. You definitely need to make sure the celery that is thoroughly cleaned. Like, it's very dirty. You gotta clean it. The celery is another produce item that grows in the ground. I do not like how they have that one. Seriously, why don't you know what? I don't know why the top won't screw back onto the damn thing. Okay, let me actually show you guys what I'm doing. I just don't want to get any of the dirt on the cutting board. So I'm taking the paper towel and actually wiping it down. That way any sort of little bugs or anything on there are off. And then I do not cut the core onto the cutting board. In fact, let me make sure that none of that got onto the cutting board. All right. Now, normally I would take the tips and keep them, but it's just for rice. So it's not a huge deal. When I make my cornbread dressing, which I will be doing that at some point this month, for my cornbread dressing, I do use the tips. I just cut off the very top because they enhance the flavor. And my cornbread dressing, I usually purchase turkey breast instead of the whole turkey. Because believe it or not, the turkey breast yields a lot of meat. And then the broth that it creates when it's roasting, that's what I use in my cornbread dressing. And then I do fresh celery. I actually make the cream of mushroom soup from scratch. I don't buy the condensed canned ones because it's gross. And then what else do I add? The celery, the onion. And I'm slicing this finely because this is going inside of the Spanish rice. And now that I look at it, I really didn't even need two. Let's see. I guess it's fine. It's not that much. But yeah, my cornbread dressing, I do the celery. I use white onion. Depending on who I make it for, I will even use some of the fresh mushroom. But if I'm making it for people that don't like mushroom, then I don't put the mushroom chunks in it. And then I usually do the cornbread, from scratch. I'm trying to think what else. I make the cream of mushroom soup. Yeah, it's pretty much it besides the fresh herbs, because I do. I don't like to use dried herbs, so I purchase the fresh poultry seasoning, which is rosemary, thyme, and sage. And so I'll add that. That really enhances the flavor. All right, so I'm gonna shave off the carrot. And again, the pieces that I'm not using, I want those away from the cutting board now. And then I'm gonna just give like a quick chop to the carrot I'm gonna shave. And I will clean the carrot that I shaved off. I also worked for P.F. Chang's. In fact, I worked for P.F. Chang's before I ever worked for Darden Restaurants at Longhorn Steakhouse. And I was in charge of their, they call it dim sum, which is their appetizer station. So I would come in and prep all their appetizers. In fact, I know how to make their entire menu. Because the sous chef didn't like the executive chef because he was an asshole to us. So he gave me their mother cookbook. So I know how to make all of P.F. Chang's menu, literally. And used to every day. So yeah, like doing these carrots from scratch is nothing. We had to do cases of carrots by hand daily. If you guys have ever eaten at P.F. Chang's and you've had their egg rolls, that process is strenuous. Imagine like, okay, we would have to, when they were too cheap to purchase the pre-shredded cabbage, they made us hand mince the cabbage heads, like cases of cabbage. And then we'd have cases of carrot that we'd have to prep. Cases of fresh celery that we did in what's called a water cut, which I'll show you guys that. As a matter of fact, when I make my next Asian meal and I make the spring rolls from scratch, I'll show you. But we also had to take a 25-pound pork butt and butcher it with a cleaver into chunks. Feed the chunks through the grinder to make the ground pork. And then balsang the ground pork in a big ass wok. Balsang is aroma. It's kind of like aromatherapy cooking. You put the oil in this big ass wok with ginger, fresh garlic, and then once you smell the aroma, you know that it's ready. And then you add the pork, and then you have to cool the pork off on a sheet pan in the walk-in refrigerator. Then we'd have to hand mince the cabbage, hand cut and prep the carrots. If like we'd have to actually physically grate all the carrots if they didn't want to buy the pre-grated ones. Then do a water cut on the celery. Then we would take dried shiitake mushrooms and make this mushroom powder as seasoning for the pork. And then mix the mother sauce, which I don't care if I'm giving away their secrets because I don't work for them. P.F. Chang's mother sauce is oyster sauce, soy sauce, and brown sugar. And a little bit of sesame butter, just a touch. So that's the mother sauce for all of their soups and all of their sauces. And then we'd have to take all those ingredients and mix them up in a big ass like 5-gallon rectangle bin. Mix it all together, cool it off. Then we'd have to get piles of the egg roll wrappers, have the water, do with our hands, water, fill it with the filling that we just prepped, and then roll up all the egg rolls. And I tell you, P.F. Chang's, the reason they're expensive is because of the labor. It's literally the labor that goes into why they charge so much. Okay. So I've got the celery carrot prepped for the Spanish rice. So just so you guys can see the cutting board, I'm gonna go ahead and put it in my little prep bowl. And that's pretty much it for the, oh, actually I gotta add the lime to the pico de gallo. I forgot, I do gotta do that. And then the salt, and then after that I'm gonna get the chicken in the oven so I can start baking. Because while that's baking, I'm going to start the Spanish rice and the black bean and corn mix. So this is what I'm gonna add to the Spanish rice. So yeah, this little bit of prep I'm doing right now is nothing compared to what I've done in restaurants, especially at PF. And the shitty part about PF, because they didn't pay much, I was getting paid, what was it, $9 an hour as a prep chef to do all that work. Then our executive chef was a complete asshole. He used to like yell at us. I remember for morning meal one time, I put together this like seafood fried rice that everybody loved. And just because he wanted to be a dick, he was like, this tastes like shit. And he threw the whole half pan in the trash can in front of everybody. I was so devastated. I was like, bruh, everybody loved it. Well, I don't care. And then I found out later it's because he was on drugs, so that's why he was such an asshole. And he got fired, which is awesome. Because he also was racist. He used to talk to all the black people and Mexican people like we weren't shit. And then when he learned Spanish, he started saying racist shit in Spanish, and like my Spanish coworkers reported him, and he got fired. Okay, so that's pretty much all of the fresh prep. So we got cilantro. We got this for the Spanish rice. Even though I pulled out my microplane, I probably won't use it. In fact, I know I'm not going to use it. And I'm thinking 2 limes should be enough. Ooh. Okay, that one's trash for sure. That one is also trash. Yeah, I'm realizing that this produce doesn't last very long. That one's trash too. Good Lord. Are any of these good? That one smells sour. Let me see. Yeah, see, if it's starting to turn colors, toss it out. This is the downside to doing grocery delivery. I don't get to actually pick out my produce because, you know, they're not chefs, so they don't care. But there's no way that all this produce should be like already going this bad this quick. So yeah, next time I'm gonna have to just, instead of trying to save money on grocery delivery, I'm gonna spend the money to Uber and just go. Because when I pick up my produce, it lasts for quite some time. All right, so I'm gonna get the lime squeezed in here. And then after this, all I gotta do is add the kosher salt. Kosher salt is the only salt I use in cooking unless I can find Himalayan sea salt. Kosher salt is sea salt for those who don't know. Iodized salt is the most unhealthiest salt there is. That's why it's so cheap. Iodized salt contributes to hypertension, which is high blood pressure, and hyperlipidemia, which is high cholesterol. I did learn that in culinary school, but I also learned that when I worked for United Health Group. As I told you guys, I'm a 2-time thyroid cancer survivor, so I actually worked for them during the time that they found cancer in my biopsies. And that was when I found out about that, because we facilitated, I worked in their specialty injectables department. We facilitated specialty injectables for patients who had hypertension, hyperlipidemia. So if you are using iodized salt, I need you to throw it away because it's slowly killing you. Kosher salt is literally from the sea. It's healthy, so is Himalayan salt. A little goes a long way. You don't need a lot. And it's a healthy salt that passes through your body. Iodized salt attaches to the glucose in your blood and causes a lot of swelling. Like if you notice you use iodized salt and your feet starts to swell, you need to drink a lot of water to flush it out. In fact, all I drink is purified water and almond milk, and occasionally sweet tea and or lemonade. But I haven't drank soda since high school. Take that back. When I've had a rum and jack, that's about like the only time I've had soda. Okay, let me make sure this tastes got enough lime. Yep, plenty of lime. All right. So all I need to do now is add the sea salt. I can save these limes to squeeze over the chicken, which I will do when the chicken is halfway done. I'm gonna go ahead and start the oven. I know the vent fan is loud, but it helps keep the steam from rising upstairs. Okay. Actually, I can put the lime in here. Perfect. Now, because my iron's low, I am gonna make some beets. Since I already cooked the fresh beets, I've got some sliced beets. Those will just be on the side just for me. I'm gonna share part of my dinner with some of my housemates. And I'm gonna start putting some stuff on. It's like none of this needs to be out. This is all in the way. Now I just remembered that I do want to add some peas to my Spanish rice. So before I pull that chicken out, before I pull that chicken out, I'm gonna get those. These line. This one go. So y'all see the realness of the way I clean as I go. This is me all the time. Not just putting on my mom, like, she literally trained us like this with our catering business. But she's like, if you clean as you go, there's a lot less to clean up when you're done. I have never forgotten that. Alright, so again, kosher salt. And again, a little goes a long way. You don't need a lot. Because next what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna put the chicken in the pan, season it, and pop it in the oven. And then I'll start the Spanish rice. The beans aren't going to take long, especially since they're canned. Now, if they were dried black beans, they would take about an hour. But since they're the canned ones, they'll take like 10 minutes to be done. No, I'd say about 10 to 15 minutes. Make sure you guys can see it. I don't like to double dip. Good. What else am I going to share tonight? I wonder if I need to add more lime. Let me stir it a little bit more. Because I like a lot of lime, but I don't want to add too much. Because that lime juice tends to collect at the bottom of the bowl. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. Before that one's done. I guess I can leave that out for now. Cilantro I can leave out for now. I'm gonna go ahead. I think I'm gonna rinse these peas. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't like peas, but pretty much the only time I prep these is if I'm making sandwiches. I was definitely one of those kids that my mom could not ever get to eat peas. But they are a good source of iron. My iron's in all lately. So I just rinsed them in the purified drinking water. Not a huge deal. Actually, because I'm probably not going to use all of these peas. In fact, I know I'm not. Like I said, I want to just get all the veggie stuff out of the way so that I can start kind of cleaning up this area. I'll be honest with you guys, sweet corn does not have any nutritional value, although it tastes good. So I'm only going to use so much, and then I'll just save the rest for like probably when I make the chicken tortilla soup. Yeah, I was shocked when I found that out about the nutrition. They're like, their corn has no nutritional value whatsoever. So I went to vegetable. And that's kind of when I stopped eating so much of it. So I just rinsed it out. I don't have another bowl, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and add this to the black beans in the pot just to get rid of it, because I do want to start cleaning this area. As I said, my OCD is real, and the messiness starts to get to me. Alright, let me do popcorn. This corn to the black bean. Just leave it. Now to the black beans, normally I would add bay leaves, but I just realized I had bay leaves when I made my dinner for what y'all call Thanksgiving. And I say y'all because I don't celebrate that day. It's the day of murder. So this is gonna go in the Spanish rice. Not all these peas, but some of them. I'm actually going to, I'm gonna have to go get the water for the rice. So I'm gonna go do that. These sliced beets won't take long at all. So I'm gonna just save those for last. So really, that's pretty much all the prep with the chicken. I'm just gonna put those inside of a baking pan, season them, add a little water to the bottom of the pan and pop them right in the oven. So I will come back once everything is done. Hey y'all, I will come back once everything is done and I'll show y'all the plating. So I got the black beans in there with the corn. I poured way too much corn in there, but it's not a huge deal. I'm gonna probably add some cumin some garlic, and some onion powder. I will add a little bit of cilantro to it. So we'll have the black beans and corn on the side. I'll have the Spanish rice in here. I'll warm up the tortillas in here. Then I'll have the beets in there. So yeah. Fresh prep, again, chef on a budget, eat your way healthy. We have the cilantro. Matter of fact, I can throw some cilantro in there. Let's do that. That way that flavor can already be incorporated. Again, I don't want to do a ton because I know it's going to cook down. I want the cilantro to be more like a garnish. And then again, because I forgot to purchase the actual chicken bouillon, I am going to use the pack from the ramen noodles that I never consume. All right, so y'all get to see me in chef mode. No filters, no makeup. I'm gonna come back when everything's done. I'm gonna jump off so I can get the chicken in the oven. Oh, let me show you the tortillas. These are the corn tortillas that I'm gonna heat up in the skillet. That'll be last, of course. So, I mean, there's not a ton of prep left, really. I just gotta add this to the Spanish rice, and that's pretty much it. So, again, y'all come back. Once I plate, I'll show you my finished product. Thank everybody for tuning in. Oh, wow. Thank y'all so much. Hey, Diamond Star. Thank you, my love, for tuning in again. Joy is on here. I thought I seen Joy. I was like, I could have sworn I seen the name Joy. Shout out to Hong Kong in the building. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. All of my first-time viewers, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on your notification bell. That way, every time I go live or upload, y'all will get the notifications. Y'all come back in about an hour or so. I'll have everything plated, and I'll show you the finished product. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all.